Have you ever wondered about the origins of the Bible we read today? Ever heard of the Septuagint? This remarkable book is more than just a historical curiosity. It's a key piece of the biblical puzzle. The Septuagint is a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, or what we commonly refer to as the Old Testament. The term Septuagint, from the Latin Septuaginta meaning 70, is rooted in a fascinating legend. This name is a nod to the tale of the 70, or in some accounts, 72 Jewish scholars who were commissioned to translate the Torah, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, into Greek. This monumental task was undertaken in the 3rd century BCE in Alexandria, Egypt, a city that was then a bustling hub of knowledge and culture. This wasn't a simple translation job, mind you. This was an era when the Jewish community in Alexandria was growing, yet many of its members were more fluent in Greek than Hebrew. The translation of the sacred texts into Greek was both a practical solution and a significant cultural endeavor, allowing these Greek-speaking Jews to engage with their religious heritage in a language they understood. The Septuagint is not a mere mirror of the Hebrew Bible. The 70 scholars, or so the legend goes, worked independently but ended up with remarkably similar translations, a feat that was seen as a miraculous sign of divine approval. There's a certain mystery, a certain aura that surrounds the Septuagint, stemming from this story of its creation and its pivotal role in making the Hebrew scriptures accessible to a wider audience. The Septuagint thus serves as a bridge between the original Hebrew text and the New Testament. It's a testament to the power of translation and the profound impact it can have on cultural understanding and religious practice. But the Septuagint story doesn't end here. In fact, it's just the beginning. As we delve deeper into its contents, its influence on Jesus, and its place in the Catholic Church, the true significance of this extraordinary book will come to light. So, what exactly does the Septuagint contain? Well, that's a great question. The Septuagint is a treasure trove of ancient Jewish literature. It contains all the books of what we know today as the Old Testament. But it doesn't stop there. The Septuagint goes beyond the traditional canon of the Hebrew Bible, or Tanakh, and includes several additional books. These additional books are often referred to as the Apocrypha, a term that means hidden in Greek. The Apocrypha is a collection of Jewish writings that were not included in the Hebrew Bible but were part of the Septuagint. These include books such as Tobit, Judith, Wisdom of Solomon, Sirach, and Baruch, among others. In total, there are about 15 books in the Apocrypha, though the exact number can vary depending on the source. Now, you may be wondering, if these books were part of the Septuagint, why aren't they in the Hebrew Bible? The answer lies in the different criteria used by Jewish and Christian authorities in determining which books were considered sacred or canonical. The Hebrew Bible was finalized by Jewish authorities who did not include these additional books. However, the Septuagint, which was widely used by Greek-speaking Jews and early Christians, did include them. The inclusion of the Apocrypha in the Septuagint has had significant implications for Christianity. Some Christian denominations, including the Roman Catholic and Orthodox churches, consider these books as part of their biblical canon. They are read, studied, and revered as sacred scripture, on par with the books of the Hebrew Bible. However, Protestant churches generally do not recognize the Apocrypha as canonical, although they may still regard these books as valuable for understanding the historical and cultural context of the Bible. The Septuagint, therefore, provides a broader panorama of ancient Jewish literature. It gives us access to books and writings that were part of the spiritual world of the early Jewish communities and the nascent Christian church. It's like a window into a world of faith, culture, and history that is broader and richer than what we find in the Hebrew Bible alone. The Septuagint, therefore, provides a broader panorama of ancient Jewish literature. Did you know that Jesus himself quoted the Septuagint? Yes, that's right. The Septuagint, this Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, holds a significant place in the New Testament. Let's delve into some instances where Jesus and the apostles turned to the Septuagint in their teachings. Let's start with the Sermon on the Mount. In Matthew 5:17, Jesus states, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." Scholars suggest that the law or the prophets Jesus referred to was the Septuagint, the authoritative religious text for Greek-speaking Jews and Christians at the time. In the Gospel of Luke we find another example. In Luke 4:18-19, Jesus reads from the scroll of Isaiah in the synagogue. The words Jesus recites here have a striking resemblance to the Septuagint version of Isaiah rather than the Hebrew version. This suggests that Jesus was likely reading from the Septuagint. The apostles too frequently quoted from the Septuagint. For example, in Acts 2:16-21, Peter cites the prophet Joel to explain the Pentecost events. The quotation aligns more closely with the Septuagint's rendering of Joel than the Hebrew text. The Septuagint didn't just provide quotations for Jesus and the apostles, it also deeply influenced the language and theology of the New Testament. The Greek of the New Testament shares many similarities with the Greek of the Septuagint, suggesting that the authors of the New Testament were familiar with and influenced by the Septuagint. Moreover, the Septuagint's interpretation of certain Hebrew concepts played a substantial role in shaping early Christian theology. For instance, the Septuagint's understanding of Messiah as the Anointed One became central to how early Christians understood Jesus' role and mission. What we see here is that the Septuagint was much more than a mere translation of the Hebrew Bible. It was a vital link between the Old and New Testaments, shaping the language, thought, and beliefs of early Christians. This shows the profound impact of the Septuagint on early Christianity. Why did the Catholic Church decide to include the books of the Septuagint in their Bible? This is a question that sparks curiosity and invites us into the intricate history of the Church's relationship with the Septuagint. The Septuagint, a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, was widely used during the time of Jesus and the early Church. This translation not only included the proto-canonical books that align with the Hebrew Bible, but also several deuterocanonical books, which are additional texts not found in the Hebrew canon. When the Catholic Church was considering which books to include in their canon, they had an important decision to make. Should they follow the Hebrew canon, or should they incorporate the broader collection of books found in the Septuagint? The choice was not made lightly. The Church recognized the importance of the Septuagint as the version of the Bible that was commonly used by the early Christians, including Jesus himself. They saw the value in these additional texts, recognizing their influence and the spiritual insights they provided. These books were deeply rooted in the religious and cultural landscape of the time, and the Church believed they bore witness to the faith and understanding of the early Christian community. So, the Catholic Church made the decision to include the deuterocanonical books of the Septuagint in their Bible. This decision wasn't without controversy, and it's a point of difference between the Catholic Church and some other Christian traditions to this day. But the Church stood firm. They believed that the Septuagint, including its additional books, provided a fuller understanding of the divine revelation. The Septuagint offered a bridge between the Old and New Testaments, a connection that was vital for the Church's understanding of the continuity of God's plan. The Septuagint, thus, played an essential role in shaping the Christian canon as we know it today. Its influence can be seen in the Catholic Bible, reminding us of the historical and cultural context in which Christianity was born and developed. So, why does the Septuagint matter, you might ask? Well, let's take a moment to recap and bring everything into perspective. The Septuagint is more than just a historical artifact. It's a bridge that spans across centuries, connecting us to the ancient world. Firstly, the Septuagint is a testament to human endeavor. Remember, it was created by 72 scholars, who painstakingly translated the Hebrew scriptures into Greek over a period of 70 days. This monumental task was undertaken so that the growing population of Greek-speaking Jews in Egypt could continue to engage with their religious texts. It's a tale of dedication, scholarship, and devotion that still resonates today. Secondly, the Septuagint provides us with a unique perspective on the contents of the Old Testament. With its additional books, it presents an expanded view of the Hebrew scriptures, one that offers additional insights and narratives. The Septuagint, then, is not just a translation, but an enriching companion to the original scriptures. We also can't overlook the fact that the Septuagint played a pivotal role in the life of Jesus Christ. He and his disciples often quoted from it, using it as a means to spread their teachings. Thus, the Septuagint was instrumental in shaping the very foundations of Christianity. And of course, we must acknowledge the impact of the Septuagint on the Christian canon. The Catholic Church, recognizing the importance of these additional books, included them in the Bible. This decision influenced the course of Christianity and shaped the faith as we know it today. So, you see, the significance of the Septuagint is multifaceted. It's not just a translation but a key to understanding the history and evolution of the Bible and Christianity. It's a testament to human scholarship, a rich source of religious narrative, a guide for the founder of Christianity, and a cornerstone of the Christian canon. The Septuagint, therefore, is not just a translation. It is a vital piece of the puzzle that is the history of the Bible and Christianity.